We also have to think about what we are feeding our kids. Some alarming new data from the CDC is showing that Americans are getting over half our daily calories from ultra-processed foods. And that number is even higher in children at more than 61%. We have a lot to talk about today ahead of the first day of school. So with us now is health content creator Haley Hendel from my hometown in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've interviewed you several times before. Great to see you again, Haley.
Great to see you. Happy to be here.
All right, so look, the CDC is also revealing, this is new data too, that 1 in 3 kids have pre-diabetes. Junk food, of course, is linked to chronic illnesses, but it's so easy when our kids ask for snacks or we're in a rush in the morning to pack lunches and everything to just, throw a packet of something in there. What can we do?
Yeah, I feel like we sometimes as parents are choosing the more convenient option. So, in order to combat that, what I love doing is making it more convenient for myself to find those better options or to make better options to throw into my kids' lunches or for them to eat as snacks. And there are so many things out there that we can be making. We just have to take the time. It does take a little bit more time for us to do it, but we make it easier for ourselves and it's better for us and for our families.
And what are some of the top things you look at when you look at food labels? Because very often we see something and it's marketed as healthy, but it's got all kinds of nasty ingredients.
For sure. I feel like to keep it easiest for us, just reading the back of the label and seeing what the ingredients are. Can you pronounce them? How much sugar is in it? And are the ingredients that you want to be giving your kids sticking to minimal ingredients on that list and making sure that they are eating more whole foods rather than chemicals that are being added to these processed packaged snacks?
Yeah, even for us as adults, I think the best advice is just have something that doesn't have a label on it at all. As you say, the fresh fruits and vegetables. What else
Absolutely.
can we do for lunches and snacks to try to keep it fun for our kids? Because it's really hard to compete with the neon and the hot pink and all that, and the blues, blue raspberry, and this and that. How can we keep fresh fruits and vegetables in a fun fashion part of our daily routine?
Absolutely. This is something that I have loved doing for my kids, making it exciting for them when they are at school, they're opening up their lunchbox. And just by doing these little things, it makes the most difference. I love putting notes in my kids' lunches for school to let them know I'm thinking about them. But these little cutouts that you can find on Amazon to cut their sandwiches into cute little shapes or their cheese and their fruits and using little picks to stick in there, it makes it more fun than just using a normal fork. I
Yeah.
find that those little things have made such a difference for my kids, and they get excited to talk about it and show their friends what they're eating and what their mom packed them.
Oh, that's a great idea. Pack a little toothpick in there and they can get it out, make a little game. I do that at home, make little fruit shish kebabs or ants
Yeah.
on a log. So they're having, raisins and peanut butter and celery if you don't have a nut allergy. As a mother to school age kids, myself too, I understand this sleep schedule is so important. What do you do to try to get your kids ready and back in school mode ahead of that bell ringing the first day?
Yeah, I feel like it's the dreaded couple of weeks before school starts. So in our home, we typically use the last like 2 to 3 weeks before school starts to kind of get them back into that routine. So we implement the earlier bedtime, we start winding down a little bit earlier, and it's so hard for them to get back into that schedule. And they're probably going to fight it for a couple of days, but once their body starts getting more regulated, it makes it so much easier once that
Mhm.
day one of school comes back in session.
And it's hard for moms sometimes to go to bed early enough too. Do you recommend magnesium still?
I love magnesium, taking it as a supplement for myself. That is something I do every single evening. They also make magnesium gels and lotion that you can rub on your children after
Mhm.
bath time, put it on the bottoms of their feet, on their legs. It also helps with growing pains too. So if your school age child is going through that, it's a win-win for everybody.
All right, let's talk about phones in schools and screen time. It's so hard to keep our kids off screens. It's a burning topic. A new Arkansas law now bans student cell phone use in public schools. 33% of all teachers say they are a major distraction. What's your take on phones and screens inside the classroom?
For sure. While I don't have children that are needing cell phones right now, I see them as something that's not necessarily a need as of right now. Do I think that they are beneficial as far as communication with parents, especially if you have kids that are in after school activities and sports? Yes, for sure. But I do think that they can be a distraction in the classroom. So I understand where teachers are coming from.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.